At the end, when the calculation is made for estimating the muscle parameters, it will be using the mesh with the correct name that is here. For example, temporalis muscle. This will be used for estimating the volume of this muscle. So if I have other objects, for example, this that is temporalis muscle dot 003, this will be ignored. So I can delete it. So this will be the most important mesh. If you change the name of this mesh, or if you change the name of other elements here, you may face some problems because the software, the add-on won't be able to find the mesh, the correct mesh to estimate the volume. Actually, if you go to there is another add-on that is called 3D printer. Let me see. It's called 3D. Give me a second. 3D. Okay, 3D print toolbox. Okay, this add-on, for example, will tell you the volume of this mesh, and it's, for example, 4 millions of millimeter square meters. So this is like the volume of this mesh. This value will be used for estimating the volume of the muscle. So this is the important value that will be used for estimating the muscle parameters. The other important element that will be used is the curve. That is this one. I will hide the others. Okay, this one, this line, because this line represents the fiber. So the volume and the length of the fiber will be used for estimating the total the muscle parameters. So once you have finished with this model, with this muscle, for example, you can go at press and you can continue pressing next muscle. But there is a thing that if you want to generate the muscle or calculate the muscle parameters, you can press here, and then you will obtain this. Let me a second. Okay, you will obtain this CSV file. Okay, you will obtain this CSV file, and here you can see the volume, the fiber length, the origin, the areas. Okay, but if I modify the muscle, for example, like here, if I go to sculpt mode, and then I expand, for example, the mesh here, okay, something like this. Okay, I will close this file, the CSV file, and then I press again calculate muscle parameters. This file will be overwritten, and then if I open it, the values will be updated. So the file is overwritten every time you press the calculate muscle parameters. So you can modify your model or your project in any moment, and once you press the button, the previous file will be overwritten. So you have to be careful with this. But on the other hand, it is easy to modify something and then just update the final values. So this is those are the most common problems that you may face when you are doing this. So summarizing, you can modify the mesh, define the muscle mesh in any form. You can apply modifiers. You can remesh. You can expand, use the edit mode. I don't recommend use the edit mode, but if you want, you can do it, or you can use the sculpt mode. I recommend more this one. So you can modify anything, and then at the end, just calculate the muscle parameters. The most important object that you can keep in mind is the volume, the temporalis, for example, in this case, temporalis muscle, and the other one is the curve. So the length of the curve and the volume of this mesh will be used for to to estimate the parameters. Also, you have to be sure that you are working in the correct scale. For example, if I go here to measure and I take a measurement from here to here, it will tell me that it's like, for example, 219 meters. So this is not correct. I have to go to the scene menu, and here in units, you can modify here the unit scale. And for example, in my case, I will use 0.001. Okay, and I will change from meters to centimeters. And now this scale is correct because the length of this mandible is 21 centimeters. Okay, and then when I calculate the muscle parameters, these units will be correct because these units will be in centimeters or square centimeters or anyway, it's the correct unit and the correct scale. Okay, those are the most common problems. And if you have any question, just write a comment, or you can write me an email. Bye bye.